There is another aspect of the five skandhas Shifu would like to talk about, and that is the relationship of five skandhas and satipatthana. Satipatthana is translated as the four establishments of mindfulness or four foundations of mindfulness. The satipatthana is a really important set of meditation training, which Shifu will also teach in this Heart Sutra course. What are these four establishments of mindfulness? Well, from the title, we can see that it means a set of training to establish so that we can become good at mindfulness. So the four establishments in sequence are mindfulness of the body, mindfulness of feeling, mindfulness of thoughts or mindfulness of mind, and mindfulness of dharmas. So in this case, the dharmas can mean both Buddha's teaching, the Buddha Dharma, or it can mean anything. So the word dharma, in English, when we write it without capitalization, it means anything, any phenomena, both physical or mental. So mindfulness of dharmas. So mindfulness of body, feeling, thoughts, and dharmas. Let's look at the four kinds of mindfulness training. First of all, mindfulness of body, that is fairly simple to understand. It's a set of training, meditation practice to establish, to help us become good at mindfulness by focusing on the body. Why the body? Because that's the easiest thing to focus on. The body is here, so we can practice mindfulness of the body. You can focus our attention on the body or a part of the body, an aspect of the body, any time of the day or night. And also, the body is physical matter. So compared to feelings and thoughts, it is more solid, it's easier to focus on. And the next is mindfulness of feeling. So that we begin to go into the mental aspect, the training of our attention or mindfulness to our mind. Now, just like the five skandhas, we approach the mind in steps. Feeling is the most prominent, conception is next, general thoughts, and consciousness. It gets progressively more complicated. These four types of mindfulness is similar. So mindfulness of feeling is the first set of training to help us develop mindfulness of our mental aspect. And the next are thoughts. So see, there's a parallel here. In the five skandhas, form, feeling, conception, volition, and consciousness. In the four establishments of mindfulness, there's mindfulness of the body, which corresponds to the form skandha. In other words, when we practice mindfulness of the body, we get the better, more clear perception or understanding of the nature of the body. So previously, we kind of talked intellectually about the form aggregate as the body. Now, so mindfulness of the body, which consists of a set of meditation practice, will help us realize, will help us practice this understanding so that it becomes more real, becomes experiential more than just knowledge. The knowledge becomes experiential. We begin to experience the body as the form aggregate. So mindfulness of the body meditations correspond well with the understanding of form aggregate as our body. This is where the teaching and the practice come together, join together. Okay? That is why this for establishment of mindfulness goes really well with the study of the Heart Sutra. And the next set of mindfulness practice will be mindfulness of feeling, and that corresponds to the feeling aggregate, of course. And then now that once we have experience, we become more skillful with the practice of mindfulness of feeling. In other words, understanding deeper through meditation, the feeling aggregate, the feeling aspect of our mind. Then we can go on to practice mindfulness of thoughts. So the mindfulness of thoughts would include the conception, volition, and consciousness aggregates. And finally, mindfulness of dharmas. What are dharmas? Dharmas, you can look at things as constructions of our consciousness, mental constructs of our mind. In fact, everything in this world, everything, we perceive these things through our feeling, conception, volition, and consciousness. We form concepts about these things. So they are, in the sense, mental constructs. Okay, we'll explain this later when we get to mindfulness of dharmas. So this is the relationship between five skandhas as a dharma teaching and the four establishment, satipatthana, the four establishment of mindfulness as a meditation practice. So let us now start the practice of mindfulness of body. Now, we should know that the mindfulness of body is not just a particular type of meditation. It is actually a set of many different meditation methods. But what is common in all these methods is that they all focus on the body or an aspect of the body. You may have heard of breath counting, where in our meditation, we count the breath. Breathing in, breathing out. Mentally, we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 as we breathe out. And breathing in, we don't count. Breathe out, we count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. By counting the numbers, we keep our mind focused on the breath. Now the breath, the breathing is part of the function of the body. So breath counting meditation is a kind of mindfulness of the body. You may also know the practice of walking meditation. When we walk step by step. We focus each step on the foot, how we raise the foot, how we put down the foot. And as our foot moves forward, how our body weight shifts, the whole body work together to make it possible for us to move in balance. So walking becomes a mindfulness practice. Now, of course, when we're doing walking meditation, this is also a mindfulness of body practice. Now, Shifu will teach another method called whole body awareness. This is also an important mindfulness of the body practice. In fact, Shifu have prepared a half-day meditation retreat on this subject. So you can check into that half-day meditation retreat available online and try to go through these, do this half-day meditation at home. And in that teaching, Shifu has explained clearly, fully, how to practice whole body awareness. But now, Shifu will give a brief instruction. We can practice for a few minutes. So when we sit with the body upright. If you can cross your legs, go ahead and cross your legs. If not, keep your legs parallel and feet on the floor. Hold our hands in the Majra Mudra and rest on your close to your abdomen. You can keep your eyes open, looking down 3-4 feet ahead, or keep your eyes closed. If you wear glasses, you can take off the glasses when you meditate. Okay, so we adjust our posture so we are centered. We adjust our breath so that it is smooth and silent. And then we focus our mind on the whole body, the whole body awareness. We become aware of our body. Of course, this is your body and you know it's there, but a lot of times we do not pay attention to our body or what the body or different areas of the body is trying to tell you. The different parts of the body are sending you signals all the time. Maybe, oh, I'm too tight. Oh, I'm sore. Or, hey, there's a lot of pressure on me. Can you relieve that pressure? Because the way we sit, because the way we work, and so on. But because our mind is focused on something else, we ignore our body. So now we don't do anything else except to become aware of our body. Now, we are not using our conscious mind to figure out anything or to judge anything or to feel good or bad. We're just receiving the signals our body is giving us. So whatever it sends, we just accept these sensations. We just become aware of it. So we sit here, we are aware of our head. Now, the head is not one entity. There's a scalp, there's your hair, and there's your ears and nose and eye, your eyeballs, your eyebrows, your forehead, your upper lip, your lower lip, your teeth, your tongue inside, your cheeks, your chin. So you become aware of that. You become aware of your neck, your shoulders. You become aware of your chest, the skins your back. How does your neck feel? Does it feel comfortable, or is it feeling a lot of pressure? If it's feeling a lot of pressure, that probably means you want to adjust your head so that it is relatively straight in relationship to your spine. You're now lowering your head. If you lower your head like this, in a few seconds, your neck, the back of your neck will complain, oh, that hurts, right? So you move your head straight up and feel the position so that the neck feels comfortable. That means the weight of your head is evenly distributed to your neck bones and below. If you lean your head backward, that creates a different kind of pressure on your neck bones, doesn't it? You can feel that. Okay, so that's part of the awareness of the body. We become aware, and when you are aware, then you know that this meditation posture is actually the most comfortable, makes most sense. The sitting posture, that you can sit longer because the body weight is evenly distributed to your bottom, to your thighs, to your knees. So we become aware. Remember, we are not thinking about anything. We're not thinking about our body. And we're not having thoughts about, oh, I need to lose weight. I need to gain weight. I don't like how I look. Oh, I got another wrinkle. These are all conscious musing that we don't need right now. We let our conscious, judgmental, analytical, discerning, worrying mind take a break. Let them rest and just become simply aware. Now, awareness is the most basic function of the mind. So let us just return to the most fundamental thing that we can do is to become aware, is to know, to simply know without judging. So we know, we receive, we accept whatever the different parts of our body is sending or not sending. It's just there. We are aware of it, and that is all. And our focus remains on knowing this body as it is. And our mind is in the present moment. Our mind, our attention, our focus is in the present moment. You see, when we think about the past, we think about the future. That is the conscious mind. That is the conceptual mind. And yet, the awareing mind, the knowing mind, the most basic function of the mind, the knowing, is always in the present. So let us return to that. Just be in the present, ever in the present, always in the present, just receiving, being aware of this body. Now, when we are practicing this whole body awareness, feelings, conception, all take a rest. Of course, we experience sensations, but try not to let the, oh, I like it, I don't like it feeling arise. If it arises, just let it go without acting on it. So, for example, you may say, oh, Oh, wow, I didn't realize my back is sore. Oh, I don't like it when my back is sore. Why does my back have to sore like that? So you had a unpleasant feeling about this experience. But that's what we try to avoid, which is simply being aware. All right, there is some discomfort. There's physical discomfort in the back or neck or shoulder or whatever area. But we just take a note of that and let go. Let go means to stay in the present. So, yes, there may be physical discomfort, but there shouldn't be mental displeasure or suffering arising from that. We simply accept that and move on. Stay in the present, being aware. Okay, so we practice for a few minutes, whole body awareness. That's the essence of this practice. Shifu wants you to practice this at your own time, starting with, say, 15 minutes. And you can do this 15 minutes of whole body awareness, practice meditation a couple of times a day would be even better. And of course, if you already have experience in meditation, if you can concentrate well, then you can extend this meditation to 30 minutes, even an hour. That will be great. And in future talks, Shifu will lead you through a sequence of mindfulness of body meditations to gain more clear insight into the nature of the body aggregate, the form aggregate. So this concludes the section of the outline, section 4 on the 5 skandhas. Remember, we have been explaining the first line in the Heart Sutra. Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara, while deeply immersed in Prajnaparamita, clearly perceived the empty nature of the 5 skandhas and transcended our suffering. Now we have explained the 5 skandhas and some insights we gain from the 5 skandhas. We haven't talked much about the empty nature of the 5 skandhas or how that lead to the transcending or eliminating of suffering. Well, that's what we'll talk about as we continue to study the Heart Sutra. But as a review, what are some of the insights we have received, we have talked about from seeing our body and mind with the 5 skandhas framework? Already given examples of how the 5 skandhas interact and create our thinking and behavior, how the form, feeling, conception, volition, they bring up one another, right? So that creates our thoughts, reactions, feelings, and behavior. And we also talk about how a particular feeling can dominate and take over, acting as I. But make no mistake, that's just the feeling of the moment. And you have a whole aggregate of other feelings and conceptions, ideas you can bring to the forefront if that dominating feeling is not benefiting you, is not benefiting the situation. So we understand it's aggregate, will bring other feelings and ideas to the front, and do not let that particular negative feeling dominate you for a long period of time. Understanding the aggregate of feelings and conception can help us, enable us to see ourselves and others not as fixed thing. This is me. That's how I behave. That's how I feel. I can't do anything about it. Well, that's not true. That's not true. We're just used to bringing up this feeling or this idea or this reaction when we deal with this kind of situation. But that's just a habit. Understanding the aggregate, we can change. And understanding this, when we look at other people as aggregates, we also see, oh, they can change. Maybe I'm just seeing this one dimension, this one perspective of this person, but there are many sides to that person. There are many sides to myself too. So actually looking at it this way deeply, we begin to see how our ideas limit ourselves, limit our potentials. When we break through these ideas, fixed ideas about who I am, what I can do, what I cannot do, how I behave, how I feel. When we break through these and allow the full range of aggregates to act at appropriate times, we begin to develop our potential. We begin to deal with situations with more wisdom. And when we use that insight to look at other people, we see more depth in other people as well, and that will improve our relationship with others. Okay. In fact, the five skandhas can also explain multiple personalities. In a way, all of us have multiple personalities. Usually that we have one dominating one, and our rational mind keep the different aspect of our personality in check. But there are times when they run around, go crazy. Okay. So using the five skandhas perspective can also help us examine how we interact with others and how we interact with the world. Get a deeper insight into the interdependent nature of everyone. So these above examples of insights from five skandhas are part of the clearly perceiving ourselves and the world and life. But this is just the beginning. This is not this is not all of it. This is the beginning of clearly perceiving the five skandhas. Okay, so as we continue with the Heart Sutra, we'll definitely explore and gain more insights. So let us review what are the main points today. Shifu talked about the four establishments of mindfulness, or the satipatthana. They are mindfulness of the body, and what else? And how does this mindfulness of the body and so on, the four establishment, parallel the five skandhas? Why does Shifu say that the teaching of the five skandhas are on the knowledge level and the four mindfulness are the practice, and how we join this together? That is the spiritual practice, isn't it? And we reviewed the various insights we have gained through the last few talks on the five skandhas, the insights that we have about ourselves and people and sentient beings. So finally, let us continue on this, what I think is exciting journey into the exploration of understanding ourselves and using that wisdom to benefit others. Let us now conclude with the dedication. May the merits of our deeds reach every part of the world. Sentient beings, large and small, all attain enlightenment. A couple words about the dedication. The idea of dedication at the end of a Dharma talk is to say, by listening or teaching this Dharma, we have gained merits. This is good karma. And we wish to dedicate the blessings, the benefits from this good endeavor, this good karma, and share that blessing with other sentient beings, large and small. Okay, so we do a dedication at the end of a meaningful Dharma activity. We can also make a dedication at the end of a meditation session, at the end of a half day or full day or meditation retreat. Yeah, we can also do a dedication at the end of a practice of giving, for example. Okay, and we have another type of dedication called the three refuges, which will be available as well. So that's a slightly longer form of dedication. We can also use that at the end of Dharma activity as well.